I always need to be stimulated, and everybody knows this. Music, movies, television, they know it. Our internet overlords, they know it. But video games, oh my, they know it too. They're currently running a masterclass on how to steal your attention away from you, and I'm all here for it. Mostly. It's an annoying trend, plus it's a little bit disheartening to see how many studios are running the classic gambit of how can we pump enough dopamine into our game to get our players addicted. I mean, TikTok is already doing enough of that, right? Is there no escape? It sounds a little harsh, but it's not too far from reality. Don't get me wrong, I'm an active participant in these dopamine-inducing game experiences because still, fun games do emerge from that whole concept. Balatro, Vampire Survivors, Risk of Rain 2, Luck Be a Landlord. It is insane how good they are at doing what they do. When I'm locked in, it might be hours before I realize how long I've been riding that wave of feeling good and feeling right. Because that's really what these games are built to do, right? They're built to give us that instantaneous gratification that is often so hard to find in life. And, you know, they all seem to have that same question in mind. How much do we want the player to endure before giving them another hit? In the best cases, that balance is struck nicely, because they never usually make us endure too much before giving us another hit of dopamine through a pretty animation or exciting level up. These games are constantly reframing themselves to keep our attention because they do everything they can to capitalize on the way our brains work. And I guess at the end of the day, that's what a lot of us are looking for, right? A feeling of progress without the burnout that usually comes with it. And games in this realm offer that in copious amounts. They give us something that feels real. They activate the exact receptors in the brain that they need to activate in order to give us a sense of purpose, no matter how fleeting that may be. Yeah, I have mixed feelings on the matter. On the one hand, I love playing this dopamine rush focus kind of game. I mean, obviously, I'm only human, right? And that's exactly why these experiences do so well. That and the most popular ones are just good games at their core. On the other hand, though, it makes me a little nervous because the industry is in a fragile place right now. When a gaming trend takes off as hard as something like this, it tends to manifest in other games whether or not the game would actually benefit from it. I get it though, because when a small indie studio can sell millions of copies of a game and capture hundreds of thousands of players on a nightly basis, you can't act like these new mechanics are something to leave on the cutting room floor. But I digress, because at the end of the day, we're entering a new phase of humanity, and naturally the media we consume is going to be reflective of that. Plus, I just played a couple of games designed to take advantage of those exact characteristics of my humanity, and as you might expect, I couldn't put them down. First things first, let's get started with Cloverpit. Now listen, I'm not a gambler and I would never suggest somebody start. It is a dangerous, dangerous vice that really destroys lives. But I will say, Cloverpit makes the idea of a slot machine kind of enticing. I hopped into it day one, thinking nothing of it. The game had been selling well, getting some press, doing numbers on the Steam charts. Thought I'd pick it up. Seemed right up my alley. And it ended up being a little too up my alley, in fact. Because before I knew it, the game had robbed my soul from me and I was staring with dead eyes at a slot machine, spinning and spinning and spinning. But goodness, it was exhilarating when the stars aligned. Or should I say, when the symbols aligned. Because there's this element in it, this key mechanic called the jackpot. I'm not sure if you've heard of it. And in this game, you will not see it often. In fact, we are constantly made aware that the odds are stacked against us. But who are we to look away at the chance of riches beyond our wildest imaginations, no matter how slim those chances might be? And the jackpot in this game managed to rid me of any rational thought because it just felt so good. Like I said, this whole dopamine hit thing has manifested itself across all forms of media, but some have just figured out how to perfect it. With Balatro, I thought we hit the peak. And then I played Cloverpit and I was like, oh, we still can climb a lot higher. I mean, just look at this. Listen to it. This is the kind of thing you feel in your soul. When every major receptor is activated all at the same time, completing that key circuit in your brain, sending chills down your spine. It's amazing, and I don't think I'm exaggerating when I say this, because Cloverpit nails it. Because just as I felt myself losing some interest in the game, I hit one of those jackpots, and suddenly I was ready to lock in for a few more hours. And then a few more, and then a few more. Now, the game itself is fun. I appreciate being able to feel the excitement of spinning a slot machine over and over and over again without the financial strain that would accompany real life. There are plenty of abilities. It is infinitely replayable. Honestly, it's a great game through and through, but the gameplay loop is pretty straightforward. Throw some coins in and spin the slot machine, and then spin some more, and then spin some more, and then buy a power-up, and then spin some more. Hit the jackpot maybe, and then spin a little more. I mean, it's really self-explanatory. Maybe I just haven't played enough, but that's really all I saw to it, and I love it for it. But I guess this is just my way of saying, it's been done a few different times. I just think Cloverpit does it very, very well. It engages those good time chemicals in an extremely targeted way. And finishing up there had me itching for some more. So I checked out the other game recently that's been popping off, Megabonk. Do you want to play a game that demands minimal effort but keeps you tense and rewards you greatly? Well, then Megabonk has you covered. It dishes out some nice gameplay and thousands of opportunities to get those feel-good chemicals flowing. Real quick though, let me just say, this low poly art movement in games has been pretty popular recently. I know some use it to their advantage, and others I feel like it's just they're doing it because it's popular. I think Megabonk takes this trendy art movement and breathes new life into it. The colors pop. The character models are extremely original, and the landscapes are so varied that I never got tired running around in them. For me, that's where the good times start. It's bright and hypnotic. Cool colors and cartoonish faces just bring me such joy. It doesn't take itself seriously at all from a visual standpoint. It is all the better for it. Because from a gameplay point of view, oof, this thing is firing on all cylinders. Now just to keep it 100, this game is straight up a drug. Like, I don't even know how else to describe it. It is a really good game at its core, which also means it is really good at making things feel really good. First off, Megabonk understands our attention spans. The levels are broken up into 10-minute increments. So I never felt that I had to stay locked in for too long upon subsequent playthroughs. 10 minutes, then you gotta move on. So immediately the game is saying, I won't take too much of your time, but I'll make sure that every second of those 10 minutes feels incredible. And immediately I knew this game had me hooked. You plop down into a level and waste no time because the enemies just start coming at you without a second thought. And your attacks, depending on the character you have chosen, are powerful enough in those early stages to make that early grind a breeze. But it's not much of a grind at all, really, because you are constantly given opportunities to make yourself more powerful. Like, constantly. Megabonk captures that oh so wonderful feeling of leveling up and all the benefits that come with it. It's the grind, it's the hard work, it's the XP gain, it's the difficulty scaling, and it's the power fantasy. It's the need to be locked into your build to see the fruits of your labor manifest themselves into a character so powerful nothing can stop you. Until you hit that tier 2 tree boss, and then suddenly it's like nothing works, but I digress because it was still fun. Is it skill or is it luck? To be completely honest, I think it's an incredible balance of both. Sure, I played matches that weren't necessarily optimal, but for the most part, I think that was my fault. The path towards victory is always there. I think it's just up to us to draw the map. And trust me, I've lost a lot. But that's the beauty of a game like this. It never demands so much of your time that losing feels like the end of the world. And in those moments where you are pushing 30 minutes, you barely even notice because the game just flows so fluidly and things just happen so fast. As a game, Megabonk understands itself and leans all the way into the things it has to offer. And it's just beautiful to be able to experience a game where that synergy even exists. Just to wrap it up here, if you want to feel something tangible for even just a moment of time, I would highly encourage you to give these games a shot. They're making waves right now, and for good reason. The dopamine-focused formula has always worked. Cloverpit and Megabonk have just managed to both perfect and expand upon it. It's about time for me to hop back in, actually. So if you've made it this far, thanks for watching. I appreciate you. And I'm Comp Graphics. I'll catch you in the next one.